hostel in East London, in theory, temporary accommodation for hundreds of people, like Tariq and his family, who wait for the government to find them permanent homes. But for how long? They've been crammed into these tiny rooms for a year.
You think this is a home, and you see how we're sleeping, how we're living. Basically, no privacy now. No personal life is here now.
He's British, and so is their little boy, Hadi. The government has a responsibility to house young families. And it has the same responsibility for vulnerable adults like Louise, who suffers from arthritis. She's been in the hostel almost 2 years. She doesn't want relatives to see her living like this, so hid her face. Like Tariq, she can't find a job that pays enough to cover private rent.
Why are they trying to move people out of London to the suburbs? Why? So it's like, okay, they're only trying to make London concentrated area for rich people and try and push us, the minority out of London. Then we'll have to get a train back to London and come and work for the rich people.
Britain's homeless crisis is worst here in London, where the combination of welfare cuts, rising rents and a shortage of cheap housing are all at their most acute. So, in this wealthy city, this Christmas, tens of thousands of people will be sleeping in temporary accommodation. Thousands more will be sleeping on the streets. Rough sleeping, as it's known, at its highest level for a decade, but it's only the most obvious sign that Britain needs more homes. This North London soup kitchen is run by the church, giving food and warmth to the homeless because councils or boroughs are overwhelmed.
Boroughs are struggling to find any kind of accommodation and having to rely on the private sector to provide what they can, and the quality of the sector is quite clearly deplorable. I mean, we would have to say that many of the houses we wouldn't want to put anybody in at all. They're not safe, they don't have all the kind of things that one would assume that would be there, and they are under multiple occupation.
The people who help here are volunteers. It all makes a difference, but ultimately it's only government policies that can ensure that more British people have homes. Barnaby, Phillips, Al Jazeera in London.